Our top story, the push to get young people vaccinated.
I was fit and healthy, I had literally no conditions, I was doing exercise and I genuinely thought I might die.
Oh, gosh. Makes you think, doesn't it? The NHS say that every 16 and 17-year-old has now been invited to get their first COVID jab. Yep, it's the teenagers' turn. And to support the campaign, they've released a video to encourage teenagers to get the jab.
I think the worst thing is normally you'd be able to go to bed, go to sleep and wake up feeling kind of ready to face the day. I could sleep for a week and still feel tired. The kind of other one that I've really suffered with is joint and body aches. Kind of when you've got a cold or you've got the flu, that all over ache, like even your teeth hurt.
Ooh. I didn't realise that more than 360,000 16 to 17-year-olds have already had their first jab, with more than 125,000 getting the jab in the past 2 weeks since the vaccination programme was expanded. Well, walk-in vaccinations are already open in Eastbourne and Chichester, and they will start in Brighton this week, while local GPs are arranging appointments elsewhere. These 16 and 17-year-olds we spoke to were getting their jab at a walk-in centre.
Yeah, we all want to get out and party and do whatnot, and it makes it a lot safer knowing that we've got the vaccine behind us. So yeah, a lot more confidence and reassurance.
It's a relief. It means we can go out, feel more safe doing things as well with our friends now, so yeah.
And of course school and college starts again for quite a few of you in a couple of weeks. Does this give you a bit more confidence that you'll be safe at school?
Yeah, going in with a lot of people is always a bit scary, especially when this was going round, so it gives us more confidence going in knowing that we're protected from it.
I think it's very important for all of us to get vaccinated. For me, it's very important for protecting my grandparents and older people who are more vulnerable even with the vaccine.
Well, teenagers still unsure about whether to get the vaccine are being warned of the dangers of long COVID, which is affecting increasing numbers of younger people. Well, listening to that is 16-year-old Phoebe from Wisborough Green. Phoebe is a pupil at Seaford College. Phoebe, you had to miss weeks of school, didn't you, because of long COVID? Just talk us through what happened.
So I tested positive in December 2020 and I got COVID quite badly, but I didn't expect it to go on any longer than the sort of normal 2-3 weeks. And I got past that and I just didn't get better. And when school reopened, I went back for a couple of weeks and it crashed back down and I had to take another 5 weeks off after that.
Gosh. And when you were at home, I mean, were you literally in bed? Were you bedbound, like no energy at all?
Yeah, I was pretty much bedbound the whole time. I struggled. It was painful to walk. I've had a lot of problems with my heart, which also didn't help. So yeah, it was pretty much 5 weeks in bed with the odd sort of online lesson if I really needed to make sure I didn't miss something.
Gosh. I mean, the thing is, spending that amount of time in bed, and away from your friends and away from school, that must have an impact on your mental health, I would have thought. You must have felt really down at times.
Yeah, definitely. It was a struggle not seeing everybody every day, especially as after this sort of a month and a half we had back in online school, that everybody was back together again and I couldn't be there. It wasn't fun, especially as it was a virus which I thought I was going to recover from fine. And a lot of my friends also got COVID and obviously they did recover, thankfully, which obviously I'm very grateful for. But it's obviously a weird situation to be in. When a lot of people barely were asymptomatic or didn't get it at all.
Yeah, and then there you were, stuck in bed. Well, I tell you what, Phoebe, you've shown tremendous strength of character, because even though you missed out on all that time at school and, you obviously weren't able to do the revision you would have wanted to do, you still did amazingly well in your exams, didn't you?
Thank you. Yeah, it ended okay.
Yeah. Do you want me to tell everyone your results, or do you want to do it? You're probably too modest, Phoebe, to tell everyone that you got 5 9s and 5 8s at GCSE, which would be amazing if you weren't suffering from anything. But to do that and to deal with long COVID, that's really remarkable. Well done, you.
Thank you.
What were your friends like at the time? What were the teachers saying to you?
On the whole, I got a really helpful response from everybody because it was quite unheard of. So it was hard for people to understand, because it was hard for me to understand that even though I try to sort of make myself believe that I was better and I was, being silly, but really it was not like that at all. You can't ignore physical pain. Some days I can look fine, I can be in school, I can seem like I have energy. It does sort of seem like some sort of made up thing, but really it's not.
No, absolutely. In fact, I've had a text from someone who suffers with ME, which is sort of a post-viral fatigue syndrome. And again, ME sufferers, have had this for years. Some days, literally can't get out of bed, and sometimes people aren't always as understanding, shall we say, as they should be. This text is actually saying if people want to contact the Sussex and Kent ME Association, they are excellent. How are you feeling now? How are you feeling today?
I've definitely improved since the 5 weeks that I took off school, but I am still suffering mostly with stuff to do with my heart, which isn't the greatest, and stuff like dizziness and headaches.
What happens with your heart then? Do you get palpitations, or what is it?
Yeah, it sort of feels like my heart's constantly cramping, and it's then when it gets it sort of goes through weird stages where it gets worse, and then I do struggle to breathe, and it sort of goes back through the whole cycle of the same sort of things that happened in December.
That's scary.
It is scary, and it's hard to know really what to do with it, as nobody really knows what's up with it, to be honest.
No. So what are the doctors saying to you?
We haven't managed to see anybody for my heart particularly yet. But so far there's things that I've been told to do. For example, I shouldn't get my heart rate above a certain level, and taking certain electrolytes and stuff like that. But hopefully in the next few weeks we'll see doctors who have treated people with sort of problems with their heart after COVID and long COVID. So that hopefully will help.
Oh, gosh, you've really been through it. Well, look, we wish you all the best, Phoebe. Thank you for joining us this morning. 16-year-old Phoebe is from Wisborough Green in West Sussex. She missed weeks of school and is still suffering from long COVID after catching the virus last year.
I got COVID in December 2020, and it wasn't nice at all. I couldn't walk up and down the stairs, and ever since I've been left with problems with my heart and dizziness, fainting, brain fog, and just problems with my whole body aching and not being able to breathe very easily. After school I went back for about 2 weeks, and then I missed 5 weeks off. So it did affect school quite a lot. It was really difficult, actually. I got half as much done as I would have wanted to, and I was doing before I got ill. I definitely didn't expect it, because the whole talk was that it didn't affect younger people, or if it did, it was mild. And that's what I expected when I got it. When the day I tested positive, I didn't feel too bad. I mean, I knew I was ill, but not badly, and then it just went so quickly downhill. And I was doing it so much before I got ill, I just never expected it to hit me. And you hear of it hitting people my age, and then to then not really recover from it, it was quite a shock, because it's so unheard of.
Bless her. Well, Phoebe's now urging people her age to take up that invite to get their jab.
You have no idea how this virus is going to affect your body, because however fit or active or mobile you were before, it's completely out of your hands how your body takes it. Whatever your age, it's definitely worth having that protection from it, because it really does impact your life so greatly, whether you get long COVID or just COVID itself. Friends of mine have said, I'm getting it because if I get it, I don't want to be like you, because it's so unexpected. So I'd urge anybody to get it, because you just have no idea how badly you'll get it.
I'll tell you what, though, she's done well against the odds. She excelled in her GCSEs this year. She got 5 9s and 5 8s. And I'll be speaking to her just after 8 o'clock this morning. After 7, I'll be chatting to other people her age about how they feel about getting their jab. And I'll be talking to the TV doctor, Amika Okorosha, who's fronting the government campaign to encourage uptake amongst teenagers.